Our last class, yes, it was a journey that I liked a lot, and I am very glad that I had this opportunity with you all. Um, that was a very unique experience for me. Okay, good. Now you can see my screen. Let's close this. Let's close this. And this. Okay. First of all, I maybe look like sleepy. That's because it's 3 a.m. and I had just came from a wedding, my cousin's wedding actually. So it's a long day. But inshallah, in this session, I'm very. I think it will be a very good session, inshallah, bismillah, and let's start. Let's start now in week 10 and our last session in our course and in our journey that I am very glad to take this opportunity with you all. So a quick recap about the last session. The last session we took a lot of minor things, a lot of small topics. That every topic of them was a couple of minutes. So we talk about aligning and ruler and crop and templates and mockup and action and the website Behance and other websites like Freepick, and also we talked about graphic elements and design principles. So any questions about the last session or any questions about anything in the last sessions? Okay, let's start our session. First of all, this session is the last session in this course. We actually finished everything about Photopea, except I don't. I think we took everything about Photopea. Maybe some things like when we create new project, we see this all of these projects here. These projects they are just templates, and I told you about what is templates in last session. And templates is just a project that you can edit. Like for example, this project, if I clicked here, it's a template free for you. You can write your text here, you and replace your image here because it's a smart object, and so on. So it's just a template. We took most of Photopea. I don't want to say we took all of Photopea because, of course, we might didn't take some things in it. And also, I want you to know that if you made a design about, for example, a business card, or for example, a community ID, an ID to wear it during an event, for example. When you do something like this, you made a design and then you will import on this design like 1,000 photo. Of course, it's not practical to manually make this 1,000 photo. So in Photopea, there is no way to do this thing. You have to do it manually. But in Photoshop, I will not show you because we didn't take it. We don't take Photoshop. We are taking Photopea. But I want you to know about it, so you know that there is something like this, so you can use it when you face a problem like this. We talked about the action panel in the last session. The action panel actually in Photoshop, you can make an action, then automate it on many images. How is by clicking File. Let's click a new project, and we click on File, then Automate, and Photoshop has another option here which is called Patch. Patch is the way in Photoshop automate patch is to automate an action steps of design on multiple images or multiple sources. So this feature actually is not in Photopea, but I wanted you to know that there is such a thing. So since we talked about Photopea and actually we finished it, so what we will do today, our today's session, a very big part on it is about you. If you had any questions, if you have any questions or any designs you want me to tell you about how they are made, or or if you want me to tell you about any field in or anything or any question you have. So this is a very part in our session. The next part we will try to practice and designs that and practice the way of thinking and practice the way to do it, so you can feel more comfortable and get some um, um, courage and trust in yourself. So let's start with the first part, which depends on you. Which, first of all, did you made any project so I can make a review on it and tell you the pros or the cons, what you can take care of in the next projects you do, or anything like this. If anyone have any projects that want me to review it, please tell me. Anyone? Well, you know so much. You are a fantastic teacher, mashallah. I just read it now. Thank you. You actually motivate me a lot during this course, and I'm very appreciate your motivation, and I'm very thankful for you. Um, so I think there is no projects to review. So if you need to review anything later, you can send me on my mail, and I will try to review it if I can. So let's move on. Um, can you tell me all on your mind? Okay, do you have any question, any thing you want to tell me about? Anything you want me to explain, or any questions? Is there any design or image or anything art related you want me to tell you on how to make it? Is there any design you found on internet and you want to know how it is made? A design or a video? Anything? Okay. So actually, we finished the part that is depending on you in this session. So let's move on. Since no questions, I will ask some questions. Of course, I will not. I will. I don't know the questions that might you think of, but I tried to do some to put some questions like about what's next. What's next is a question that depends on that is very relative from one to another. Like if you want to improve your skills, to you want to work, you want to have a career in the graphic fields. So if you want to have a career and get money from this, so the first thing you want to do next is to see all the graphic fields and check if you want to work in any one of them, and then check what is the softwares needed for this. If it is a graphic design, you know Photopea, so you now need to work as a freelancer or as in a company. If you want to work in a company, the industrial standard software is not Photopea, is Photoshop. So you will need to practice on Photoshop. You will don't need to have a course in Photoshop, because actually Photopea is very similar. So you know Photoshop actually. But if you will start working as a freelancer, you can start on Photopea until you feel that Photoshop actually faster and have more features you need. So you can move on to to Photoshop. So that if you want to work as a graphic designer or a poster designer or something like this, if you want another career, you can um, search, you can see the other softwares that you will need to learn also, and you can learn it. So how you get the softwares needed for any field, uh, it's easy, is by going to my YouTube channel here and go to videos and go to all in one video. This video I am telling you about most
العمارة
of
ممكن تحتاج
the softwares you can find, and I'm telling after telling you about all the softwares, I'm telling you about the fields of the graphic design,
الصوت
or
وبعد
the graphics in general, and for each field what softwares you will need. Many fields will need a compositing general software, which is a Photoshop or GIMP or Affinity Photo or Photopea. I forgot to put Photopea here, but because this video is since 2019 and I don't think Photopea was that um, good at that time. Is there an aspect of Photopea that is heavily used by creators than Photoshop? If so, what is it? Actually, I don't think that Photopea is very famous with people now. But actually, uh, not all people use the software with money. Not all people buy Photoshop. A lot of people crack Photoshop, or steal Photoshop. So if you have an option to ride a Ferrari, or to ride an for example a Hyundai, and both of them are free, what will you choose? Most of people will choose the Ferrari. So most of people use Photoshop than Photopea because they see Photoshop as a free software, because they didn't buy it. But for me, when I started, I used Photopea when I be in any place that I don't have Photoshop. But after I started to prepare for this course, I found that Photopea actually faster for me, because Photoshop Photopea icons is bigger. Photopea is more simple, and Photopea is easier to get images from internet and put it on it. Photopea is more easy and simple to use than Photoshop. Photoshop, I'm very familiar with it, and it's not hard at all for me now. But it's I am actually opening Google Chrome all the time, so it's easy to me to open a new tab and make a very fast design than to open a software, and I feel that I am closing the browser and opening a software. I need to download an image and put it in the software. So actually, I'm using Photopea for a while, and it's very cool. But Photoshop, we can answer the question with a different aspect, which is what is Photoshop benefits on Photopea. Photoshop have more advanced tools, like for example the automate patch that I told you about, and also some more settings. But not that only. Photoshop actually is faster, very faster, if you have a good software. But if you a good hardware, but if you don't have a very good PC, Photoshop will be very slow and very heavy on your device. So it's Photopea is a replica from Photoshop. um, and so you can find also every career you want here, and you know what softwares are used for. You can move to the next part. Since you know graphic design, you can learn about motion graphic, because there's actually motion graphic design. You have the graphic and the design, you only need motion. So it's a step in the video. And if you want it for fun, it's simple. You don't need to go to Photoshop or anything. Photopea is very good in making anything for fun, for example. So what's next is a very relative question. So about softwares to use, um, I think it's also depends if you want to use it for a freelance or use it for personal uses. I recommend Photopea, except if you are expanding and advancing more, you might use Photoshop. Uh, but if you need a company, you will need to learn Photoshop. How to improve my skills? Okay, it's the same way to improve your handwriting. We all learned about the alphabet. We know what is the shape of A letter and B letter and C letter. We know the shape of letters and we know how to write it. To write in a good handwriting is not about learning the tool, which is how to hold a pencil and how to read and write. This is not improving your handwriting. This is a learning curve. You learn it. You know the tools. To improve your skills is by repeating. You have to repeat writing a lot, and you have to repeat it in a correct way. You don't repeat writing um, in a messy way and expect that your handwriting will be improved. No, you have to see good. First of all, you have to watch a lot of good handwritings to know what is the good handwriting is, and you have to write a lot. And each time you write, you in your mind you want to make the writing you are doing the same handwriting that you found on internet. The same thing in graphic. So you have to open Behance and watch all the time um, art and designs. So your eye learn. So you are now visually learning graphics designs by seeing a lot of designs. Now, when you make a new design, you have a lot of database in your mind. So when you make any design, you try to make a design that is similar to them, or you can make, for example, you can train yourself for like months on only repeating and designs online. You can see a design online and you try to repeat it. I did this a lot when I was young. I was repeating a design and I was following tutorials on YouTube step by step. That was after I finished a complete course on Photoshop, and it was a 3 months course and 2 sessions a week, as I can remember. So, and also I needed to watch a lot of tutorials and to do many designs and repeating them because I wanted to feel that the Photoshop was or Photopea in our case like handwriting, very easy, and I'm not thinking about it as I can. And also I wanted to improve my skills in graphics because no one can create anything brand new. There is no such thing. Creativity is not a new thing that you created from nothing. Creativity is you learn about tons of graphic designs, and when you create a new design, you get some idea from here and some idea from here and some idea from here, and you composite them and you combine them and you produce a new idea. But if you close your eyes and think about an animal that you never saw, you will can't do it. You can't think about things that you didn't see or didn't know. You can't. So creativity is not a thing that you're born with it. You have to practice. What is the practice of creativity? Seeing a lot of designs. And so, about how to get a job, you have to create a portfolio on Behance. You have to create a portfolio because our job is not about certificate. That I have a certificate in from like Adobe to that I'm very good graphic designer. No one will hire you like that. And if you are a freelancer, No one will tell you, okay, do my work. You have to make a portfolio. The portfolio have to have some designs that you made, so any client can see, or any client or a human resource can see your designs from your portfolio and judge if you want you to, if you want you to work. So how to do designs on portfolio, how to fill your portfolio, is not by repeating other designs. You have to repeat as many designs first, and after you feel like this, try to make a designs for a brand, for example, like for example Starbucks. Try to make a rebrand for it, or to make a social media campaign designs for it, or try to see a movie that you like and try to make a fan art for it. And these things, put it on your portfolio as a new designs. On about GIMP or Photoshop or Photopea, I think I answered this question before, but I don't prefer GIMP at all, because GIMP is free. GIMP is a software that you can install, but GIMP interface and shortcuts and workflow is little different than Photoshop and Photopea. Photopea is very similar to Photoshop, so I don't recommend that you learn a software like GAMP that it might be hard, not hard, it might be a very different workflow than Photoshop that is an industrial standard. Some people download GAMP and download with it some plugins that switch it to be such very similar to Photopea or Photoshop, but I don't think that is a good way, because now you lost both things. You didn't have Photopea or Photoshop, and also you didn't have a GIMP, so you can't see the tutorials of GIMP. Um, it's like a proverb in Egypt which says, as if you danced on the uh, doesn't matter. On how to improve my selection skills, it's very important topic. You have to improve your selection skills, because we used a lot a pre-selected images, or easy selected images that I choose to be easy to select, but there is a lot of things that it's hard to select to use. So selection is not about the quick selection tool or such tools. If you want to be very good in selection, try to use the pen tool a lot. If you want to be a professional, try to use the pen tool a lot, and try to select it a lot. Try to select a car, for example, in and take your time, take an hour on selecting only, or more. That will improve your skills. Okay, I think this is the questions that might be helpful. So, okay, let's go to the practice part in our session. But before jumping in our practice part, any questions?
Yes, brother, I was just wondering about photo P's popularity. Is it because it's new that a lot of people don't know about it, or because you said it's not as well known as Photoshop, right?
Photo B, I don't know when it started, but I remember a couple years ago there was a software, like Photo B, a browser based a website called or named Photoshop Online. So Photoshop Online, I think it was the history of Photo B. It When I discovered it, I was amazed, but after a while it is closed, and I didn't find anything like it until I found Photo B. And I think it is the same software, but it might be a copyright issue. But Photopea, I didn't find it popular at all with uh, in the graphic designers that I know. But I found it very famous in the community of programmers and developers and computer science students, because they always try to find the free or open source alternative. And also because graphic designers don't use Photoshop only. Graphic designers most of the time work on multiple projects. So they use Photoshop with some other softwares like Illustrator, After Effects, Premiere, InDesign, and so on. So there is, if you want, if they will use Photopea, for example, as an alternative for Photoshop and use the other softwares, it will not be a good deal because the subscriptions in Adobe, if you purchased each software alone, it will cost you a lot. But you can purchase all the softwares together, and it will be a better deal. So I think that might be a reason to use the Photoshop since you already buy it, and also because there is a thing name called dynamic link, which is a very important thing in the ecosystem or of Adobe, which is we know now that there is a format called BSD for Photoshop and a format called like for example JPG for images and PNG for images. PSD is you can download the document and with its layer, so we're downloading all the project. So what is the dynamic link is when I work on on a big project, I need to make some work on Photoshop, and I want to animate this thing on this work or this project on like another software like After Effects. So our project have a multiple layers. So I have to download to save every layer as a PNG separate and then import them all to my animation software and animate every layer separate. So what is dynamic link? That I don't need to do this at all. I will save my Photoshop PSD file, and on Premiere or any other software, I can import a Photoshop file that will read it separate as a layers. So I can import the Photoshop project to Premiere and import Photoshop project to Illustrator and so on. And if I saved my project on Photoshop, it will automatically refresh on the other softwares. So this is benefit number two, dynamic link. Benefit number one, the subscriptions. And the third thing, as I said, many people crack and steal Photoshop. So if I have two options, take Photopea for free or take Photoshop for free, most of people will say Photoshop because it's industrial standard. It is I have a good PC, so it will be faster and so on. So that's why many people use Photoshop, and also because when people start they didn't hear about Photopea, they hear about Photoshop, they see tutorials about Photoshop, they will not understand the benefits of Photopea, and it's very similar and it's free and so on. So of course they will use Photoshop. The same as when you choose, for example, a new phone, you will not you are not experienced enough in phones, so you will go with the phone that is most used. So there is a lot of reasons that make the Photopea community not as big as Photoshop. Actually, some people say don't know that Photoshop is a software for. Some people say for any image that is made as a design or a manipulation, say it's a Photoshop. Even if it is a video, say Photoshop. It's a Photoshop video, and it's not such a thing. So there is a lot of reasons that make the community for Photo be smaller, but actually Photo be I think it's very good. And was a page here that we can see. Okay, this is the page of the history of this developer. So I wanted to know. Okay, Photo B actually since 2012 he started to develop it, so we can say that it released for after 4 years. We can say it is now a little bit good about 2016, but Photoshop I think it's from the 80s or something. So it's hard to this community to reach Photoshop fast. Okay, So let's practice some things today so we feel more familiar with Photopea. I will start today with a very easy example, and I want you to try to make this. It's pure Photopea. You will not import any external images. I want a text like this, ALY, and I want them above each other like this and with these styles. And I will give you like a timer. First of all, do you want me to practice in front of you all the designs, or you want me to give you for example, 2 minutes, 3 minutes to try it, then I do it? What do you prefer?
Or I am not in front of my computer, but I'm using my phone, so I will just follow along with you.
Okay, I think so. The better is to do all the practice, and you can do it later. So let's start with this. I want to make an image like this. So we have. I will not implement any design in this today in this session except by thinking, because I want you to see how we think in this. First of all, ALY. This is 3 letters, so I will make a text with the name Ali. So let's create a text with this text Ali. But we face the problem. The problem is that I want a letter have a drop shadow on the other letter and so on. So how to add a drop shadow? We only know the layer style. So we can make a drop shadow using a layer style, but layer style is made on a complete layer. So this means that to make a drop shadow of a letter on another letter, this means that each letter of them is in a separate layer. So now we know that I will create a text called A, and a text called L, and a text called Y. So this is what we will do. Since and what again? The second thing that I want to make is, we want to make some drop shadow for all the texts, and also we want some bevel and something like this 3D effect on all the text. So we add bevel, and we also see that the background is gradient, so we want to add the gradient. What else? Okay, now first we think about how to make the design, and then we do it. So we click on Photopea and let's create it. So click File, New, and 1920 80. Okay, and create. Let's close this and let's try first make the A letter. We want it in black, and let's make it on, like, for example, uh, Arial. No, I don't want this. Let's, okay, we might use this and make it bold. Try. Okay, bold is good now. So we make A, and let's make another one. Click confirm, and let's we still using this tool, and click anywhere and click L and click confirm, click anywhere and click Y and click confirm. Then I want to select them all, and I want them to be the same size like this. Okay, now I clicked confirm. They are now separate from each other. I want them to be near to each other, so I will center horizontally. I line them horizontally and I line them like this. So they are now above each other. So let's make them bigger again, like this, and put them, for example, here, and click confirm. Now let's hold the first one, the letter A, and put it like this, and let's go to Y and put it like this. Let's see our design. Okay, our design is Y above L and L above A. Now what we did. Okay, cool. So now we have to make. Okay, sorry. What is this? Okay, okay. So now we need to add the layer style. So let's double click the Y text and start our things. First of all, let's we want them in red color. So click on color overlay. Let's make it in like red, like this, and let's add a drop shadow like this, and let's make it smaller like this, and it's okay like this. And then we want to make some 3D effect like this bevel, and make the size bigger and the depth smaller. I think that might be let's make it 25. Okay, that might be good. And let's click OK. Now we want to add the same effect on each one. So let's click right click, layer style, copy. Let's put it on each one. Layer style, paste, and layer style, paste. So it's not the same because I maybe used another font as another settings, but it's the same steps. So we put it here, and we want now the background. All these designs that we practiced today, I made it actually today or yesterday. Now we are now in Saturday, uh, and so I made it on myself. So we need to make now a gradient. So let's click here, and we want the gradient to be from like this gray to, for example, this gray, a whiter gray. And we want it not linear, we want it a circle as a radial like this. So now we have the circle starts from dark and go to white. I want the reverse. I want it to from white to dark. Then we click from the center as we tested, and we make it like this. And again, let's try another one. Okay, like this. So now we made the design, a gradient and a ly, and each one have a drop shadow on the other. So that was practice number one. Let's move on. Now for practice number two. Now we have this kid here. First of all, any questions about the last practice? Okay, let's move on. Now we have this kid here, and we have this arm with these muscles. We want to make this kid have these muscles and produce this image here. I made it. It's easy, don't worry. Um, so now we want this to happen. So we have to think first on how to make it. So first of all, I need to remove these arms from this kid. So remove the arms. Second thing, we have to think. What we want is to add this arm to this kid. Okay, we can transform and add the arm. But now we have a problem. This arm have a square edge here, and it have to feel like it's a part of this kid. How to make it? Let's think about it. So we want this edge to be more feather, more gradient. On so how to make it is like making a gradient selection. So how to gradient selection is by mask. We can mask and make it like a gray, and with the brush to make it smooth, and we will see it. So we'll and why I know the solution, because I tried it a lot, and I know, okay, to make something like this we have to use a mask. So mask the edge of the arm, but we still have a problem here, which is this color of this skin is very different than the color of this skin. So we will try to make the arm equal to kid skin, or but how is actually we can increase the brightness and decrease the contrast, and we can change the color balance of the arm to be in this color. What if we didn't reach the same color of this kid? So we can also change the colors of this kid to reach the colors that we made on this arm. What if we also have not very the same color? We can add another color correction on all the layer, on all the project, to make it with a different feeling, so to be like from the same um, from the same photo. So I will send you the links of the images in the chat, and let's try to implement it. So let's go to Photopea and let's click File, Open More, Open from URL, and click Control V and click OK. And let's take the arm here and go and make File, Open More, Open from URL, and click Control V and OK. Cool. Let's now make the first part that we want to select the arm. So let's click on object selection tool like this, and let's select the arm. So we actually select not very good, so we can select with this quick selection tool, and we can select like this, and we can select this area like this. I think that is very cool. So let's click on the move tool and move this arm here and go to the kit. Now we have the arm and the kit. Let's first of all transform the arm like this, transform it again, and transform it again, and click yes, and let's hide it for now. Now we want to remove the kid arms, so let's duplicate this layer and hide the first one for draft, so we don't damage the original one. We can use the stamp tool like this and click alt and hold and click on this white area. So now will color from this area above. So let's make it like this, and let's try from here. Let's do the same thing in the other way. We can actually make it in white because the background is white, so it's actually more easy. Now we remove the arms of this man. So let's now add the arms of the new arms like this. Let's make it. Sorry, I think I distorted it. Let's take it again. Let's move from here to here. Let's click shift and drag. Okay, I don't have to click shift. I forgot. Let's make it like this. Okay, let's make it smaller, bigger. Okay, I think that this size is good. Now we want to get the kid again and remove this part of his arm. Okay, let's now put this arm like this. And let's again move. Okay, it's the wrong layer. I hope I didn't damage it. I damaged it. Okay. Now let's make it like this. Okay, now we have the image like this. Let's now blend it on the man. Let's mask and let's use a brush and let's make it on this brush with hardness 0. Let's choose black and let's paint like this on our mask. I clicked on Ctrl plus to zoom in, and now we can see that our arm is semi blended on our man here. So now we have to make the sum of color corrections. So now let's use, for example, brightness and contrast, and if I change it any brightness and contrast, it will be made on all the projects. So I want it only on this layer here, so I can mask it by clipping mask by clicking and holding alt and then clicking this layer, so it's now clipped mask with this arm only. So we can now change the brightness, change the contrast. I think it's good. Let's try now to work on the color balance and click alt and hold. I think uh, okay, I think that the most that we can get, I think that's very good. Okay, let's make the same thing now on the kid to make it also near. I here don't need to make any brightness and contrast because it's on the kid, and there is no other layers under it. So let's make like this, and let's make like this. I think that's cool. Let's try color balance. Let's try, for example, I think now it's very realistic. I think it's very, the same color of the body is the same color of his arm. It's very the same. Okay, now we want to group all the settings, the color corrections on the arm with the arm, and make it in a group and called it the arm, like this. Why I made this? Because I want to duplicate this group and to make the other arm. Let's click on edit, free transform, and let's click on right click and click on flip horizontal, or we can click from here, edit, transform, flip horizontal. Now we can make it like this and like this. We can make it smaller like this, or we can keep it bigger, but we can mask it in a different way. So let's go to the mask here and control plus, and sorry, I'm in black, not white, like this, like this, like this. I think it might be cool. It's not the same that I made before, but it will get the idea. So now we finished it, but we need another color correction to make all the colors on this image here are the same. So let's click on here. Let's click on color lookup. Okay, it has a problem now. I I don't know actually why is affecting. I think this is a bug. So what if I made a new layer here? It's the same. Okay, so let's try to take all of this and make it as merge layer. So now it's a separate layer, and let's, why, what if I choose this? Okay, once I choose it is good. Now you can choose another one. What we are actually doing now is adding a color correction for our image. So this color correction will remove any differences between the arm colors and the kit colors, because we added some new colors for the photo. So now is how to make from these two images this image here. So any questions about this?
All right, that was really cool. Um, I wanted to ask about the superimposing that you talked about earlier with the other picture. Is that we did something similar, but it was a little different with this picture?
Super what?
Superimposing the picture,
I don't understand.
like putting one picture on top of the other.
Okay, putting a picture on top of
Yes,
another.
like you did with the ALY in the earlier.
Oh,
And then we did the same with the arms on this one too.
it's only about doing some layers above each others, like for the
Yes,
it's
that's.
o-
Mhm.
okay. It's simply by making, I made, for example, an image. Let's talk about the text. So, or we can make the image. We have, like, for example, a tree, like this. This tree here, we can put it here. So this tree in our is not only in our document. It's also in our layer panel. So it's here. If I get another image and I put it here, it's now above this. Why? Because, sorry, why? Because you can see it like this, as if these layers are a stack of papers up on top of each others. So our eye is here, is this square, for example, and we can see it from here. This is the stack of papers, and we look on it from up here. So we are putting some stack of papers in above each others, and this stack of papers is actually called layers. So what we can see is the first paper we have, and also we can see other layers under it, uh, but behind it. So we can see first this tree, then see this tree, and then see this white background. So if I hide this white background or make it another color, like for example, um, black, like this. So we all our image is not in black. It's only black in the place that I can see, that is not hidden by the two layers on top of it. Like for example, if I moved this, now I can see the tree. I can hide it because I am moving a paper on top of it. So it's like a stack of papers on top of each other, and I'm looking from up and seeing them under. So this is the concept of layers, and this is how to put them on top of each other. And to move any layer, I have to hold and select the layer from the paper from the stack of papers, and then move it. If I clicked anywhere else, I will still move it. So I have to click the other image and move it like this, and it's moving behind it like this. I can say click on auto select to select manually, automatic, the layer that I am click on it. But this is the concept of layers.
Yes, that's what I meant. It's so putting the pictures on top of each other.
Yes. Is that was your question, or you want me to explain it more?
Oh no, that was my question. I use Canva is the one I use mostly. I'm sure you're familiar with it, but they have things that you can automatically like put in the background, so it pops more, so it's ready for you, and you just superimpose the pictures on there. You put the pictures on top of each other.
Uh,
Mhm.
all the softwares have the concept of layers, but not all the softwares give you the freedom to change it very deep like this. They may have the layer, but they hide it from you, but show you some abstract tools to be easy to understand and use it. But all the softwares have the concept of layers, which either be shown to you to edit freely, or it's hidden to make the software more abstract and easy. As even paint is made of one layer, so you are actually drawing on it. So everything is good.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So let's move on. Now we have this picture here. I have USA Today on this newspaper, and this the tongue is a fire. Tongue. Okay, we have two texts, and I changed these two texts to Ali Today, and this text I changed it to for Photopea course, and it's look some realistic. It's look realistic. So how we do something like this? First of all, what we have to think. So first of all, I have to remove the original text. Okay, how is by healing or content aware or so on, what we took before. So this is the first thing, to remove the original text from the image and replace it with the image. Number two, type our text. Number three, we have to transform it and wrap it like the text to be wrapped like this and to be the same shape, to wrap it like the original. Let's think more, but that will make our text very sharp because it's actually a digital text, not a text that printed on a newspaper. So a tip and trick to make it anything that is on a paper, on a shirt, or a thing that is in a real world, you have to make it realistic by I found it good. I don't know if it is a good way as an industry or not, but I see it very good to make, is to give a blur, a very small blur, for the text or the any object that you want to put. Why? Because it will decrease sharpness and make it more realistic, that is blurred in your image sensor. Blur the text. And of course we have to make the text in the same color of this text. So let's try it and click on file, open and place, sorry, file, open more, open from URL and click Ctrl V and store. Okay, now let's start by duplicating this layer. So we have our sheet, the same two layers, but it's duplicated only because I don't want to damage the original one. I will damage this one. First of all, I want to delete or remove this text from my image. So let's start by selecting like this. We are selecting the text to make any effect on it, to remove it. Okay, so now let's click edit and fill and click on content aware. I can't remember especially when we took this in which session, but I can check for you if you want. But also you can search, you can check every session and see the recap, the first recap part. If you found the content aware in any recap of any session video, that means that we took it in the session video before it. So you can find it by this, but we explained it deeply before. So now we made the first part. Let's fix these small problems with patch tool, like this and like this, and by selecting, click, drag like this, select and click and drag and like this. Okay, the same thing with this line, I don't want it. And with this line, I don't want it. Okay, now we removed the text from here. Let's make the same thing in our text like this. Actually, what I am doing now is practicing. So I'm using a tools that I explained in previous sessions and making things that you didn't know that you can do with the things that we learned. Because I want to tell you that you have to practice a lot so you feel uh, have more trust in your skills and to improve your skills, because not everyone that can write have a good handwriting, and not everyone that can write a story or a movie. Now we select it. Let's click edit, fill, and content aware. Okay, let's we have a small problems here like this. Okay, now we removed the first part. We removed it. We changed it from like this to this to this. Let's now write our text like this. Ali, yesterday, for example, and make it smaller, and let's make it like this, and let's try to wrap it. Sorry. So let's click here, edit, free transform, and let's. I didn't click confirm. Okay, let's make it like this and move it like this and rotate it, and let's now make it smaller and smaller and smaller. Now let's wrap it. Let's right click. Okay, we can't wrap it because it's a text. So let's duplicate because we don't damage it, and click on convert to smart object or rasterize. I will go to smart object because I will apply a filter blur on it, which we have to apply it on a smart object. So let's make it like this and wrap and start to wrap. I'm making it quickly because I don't want to take a lot of time. I only want to explain the idea. Okay, let's go for this, and let's make the same thing fast for this another text. Photopea course, and let's make it. Oh, sorry, and let's make it like this, and make it like this, and like this, and like this. So now we had the pose of the images. Let's take the original colors. I forgot to take the original colors. So let's make double click here and make color overlay and choose the color here and click OK and OK. So I made the layer style on the image on the text that I made and took the color from the original text. So now we have the same color as the original text, and let's do the same thing on this here. Double click, color overlay, choose the color like here and click OK, and you can see that our text is very harsh and sharp and not like the other text. So we have to make it like this. Convert to smart object and convert to smart object, and let's add filter blur Gaussian blur, not as this. I think that's good. The same thing here, filter blur Gaussian blur. Okay, I think it's not the best, but it's good, and we changed it from like this to this. Of course, in the other design, I had more time and I worked on it more with more relaxation. So I made it with this font that is more similar. I worked on it more time. So that's how to make it. Any questions? Okay, let's move on. Now we want to change the color of this car here to this car here, which is actually very simple. We actually changed the hue. I only want you to remember, so let's click on File, Open, Open from URL, click Ctrl V and click OK. What happened? No problem. Let's take it as a screenshot. Control V. Now we have this image here. We want it in blue. It's very easy. We will choose hue and saturation, and we'll change the color to blue. So it's changed. It's only using hue. Okay, let's move on. Any questions about this? Okay, let's move on. Now we have this image here and this image here, and we want it to be like this. So if you can notice that what I made here is only decreasing all the colors intensity, and only some green and blue are visible, and I wrote this text in this shape. So let's first of all download the material here. From here download, and here download, and you can see the links here. I will send it in the chat like this. And so let's start by going to here and adding this image, and then adding this image. I already selected this man for you, so you can put it here, and let's click on the transform controls and put it like this and make it bigger like this. So now we have our man and our background, but our background is bigger, very big, so let's crop all the project like this and click confirm. Now we have our project like this. Now we want to add the effects of the colors. So let's add on here the, like for example, okay, I have a very good idea. If we use the vibrance and decrease it a lot, that will make our image like this. With zero saturation, zero vibrance, it will be like this. What if I want to make it like this, but excluding the gray, the green colors? How to make it? We want to select the green colors. It's very easy because we know that any image have the three channels, red and green and blue. So let's click and hold control and then click on green like this. Now we are selecting every green in our image. So now we can, but it's okay. So now we can click on here and click on vibrance, and now we made on a mask on the vibrance with the green colors, and we want to invert it actually. So let's go here again and click control and select the green, and let's click on select inverse and then add a mask. Now we are selecting everything is not green. Now we can decrease the saturation and decrease the vibrance. Now we decrease the vibrance and saturation a lot to negative 100, but we are leaving the green colors. So if we removed the mask, we actually make our image is black and white, but our mask is excluding the green colors like this, everything that have some green in it. Now we want the text, so let's try it and add the and lost. Now we have this text here. We want them to be aligned in the center, so make it like this. And now we want this the to be small, so I will select it and make it smaller, and this lost to be bigger. And I want this to be more bigger like this, for example. And I want the no, I want it smaller. Now I want the distance between the two lines to be shorter, so let's click on window character. I want this here, and let's use the leading to make it like this, and I want the to have space between the characters, so I will change the tracking. All of these things I'm not explaining deeply because we took it before. I just want to you to practice. So let's make it bigger and this also bigger. Let's make the above one in green and confirm, and let's put it like this. So we made it very easy and very fast, but now we don't have the reflection of the man. So how to make it is by duplicating the man and taking the upper image and click on transform and flip vertically and put it like this, and let's put it under this layer here, and let's decrease the opacity like this, for example. Now we have a reflection, and it's very easy. So now we made this image here. So any questions about this image? Okay, let's move on. Now we have this green image and we want to fix it and show the original colors. How to make it is, first of all, to we can decrease the green colors and the image will be fixed. It's very easy. So let's download this track here, and we can go to Photopea and add this image, and all we need is add adjustment layer, which is color balance. Let's go to color balance, and we want to decrease the green in our image, and everything is actually fixed. It's very easy. It's only decreasing the adjustment, the color, the green color in our image. So any question about this practice? Okay, let's move on. So now we are talking about the big part. We have a lion, we have some forest. I want this lion to be very realistic in this image. So let's start on doing it. What we will do is add the elephant. Then we want to remove from the elephant this area to feel like this tree is in front of the elephant, and we want to make his legs darker, so we can make another layer with dark color and make a mask for it on the legs of the elephant to make it darker, and we make some color reflections on the elephant. So let's take the elephant and go here and click file, open more, open from URL, and click control V and click OK. Okay. Now let's take the other image like this and go here and click file, open more, and open from URL and control V. So now we have the elephant and the forest. Now we want to get the elephant. First of all, we have to select it. So let's go to object selection and make it like this. It's selected very easy. So now let's go here and add it. And let's add it like this, make it bigger. So now we have an elephant in a forest, but it's not realistic at all. So first of all, we have to mask the elephant at this area to remove this tree to feel more realistic, like for example like this. Now let's make it smaller, like this. I'm switching between black and white by green, by X button. Okay, let's be satisfied with this. So now we have it's more realistic because it's okay. I masked it wrong. I thought this tree is the same tree. It's two different trees. This is the back in the background. This is the foreground. Doesn't matter. You got the idea. So now we want his legs to be in dark. So let's make a new layer and let's make it with let's click and hold alt and click on this color here to get this color. So you can see here the color is changing by clicking anywhere because I am holding alt. So I'm getting the color that I want from the image. So let's take this black here and let's make our brush bigger and make its hardness 0, and let's color like this. Now I colored like this, so the elephant must be like this. So now we can clip mask this color to be on the elephant only, and we can use like multiply, decrease the opacity. So now we have the elephant is has his legs is dark like this. Cool. Let's add some colors on the elephant. First of all, we need some color correction. So let's click on color correction, color balance, and clip mask it to the elephant. So don't change the background, change the elephant only. Let's increase the red color. Let's mimic and green, change some colors like this, and I think it's good. So now we want to add some reflections of the fire. For example, adding another layer, clipping mask it with this layer, get the color of this red here, and we can add it the same way like this. I'm clicking with the brush and it's only applied on the elephant because I made a clipping mask, because if it's not masked, this is the brush that I made, and if I mask it, this is the brush. So let's hide it. This is, so now it's the elephant is more realistic. And if we remove the color balance and the color, the reflection and the shadow and the mask here, it's only an elephant on an image. So let's show the mask, show the black colors, show the color balance, show the reflection. It's now more realistic. So any questions about this part? Okay, let's move on. Now we have this image here. We want to make this elephant is the same elephant look cold, looks more realistic in such a place. So let's take the background file, open more, open from URL, click Ctrl V and click OK, and now we have the image here. Now we want the elephant, so let's go to the elephant and go put it here. No, no, not that. Okay, like this. And click transform controls and make it smaller. Now we have our elephant like this. Okay, cool. Let's now make a very first part. I want the background to be blurred because I don't want it to be very sharp like this. So click filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and let's make it like this. Want it to be blurred like this. But now it's not realistic because the elephant is very sharp, but the land that is the same level of his legs is actually blurred, and this is not realistic. There's no camera that will do like this. So we have to make this area is in focus. So let's make a mask, and we can choose a gradient, and this gradient should be in black. And let's remove this and make this opacity is 0. And now we have, if we made it on another layer, we can see that I am making a black. Okay, it's radial. No, I want it in linear. So if I made another layer, you can see that I am making a black. It's reverse. Okay, I don't want it a reverse. Now we can see a black and a white. So this means when I make a mask, that I'm removing a part and leaving a part. So let's make this color on the mask. So like this, and this means that I actually removed a mask from the image here. So now I can show the before it. So now there is a blur and there is no blur. I can make this mask on a filter that is on a smart object, but it doesn't matter. Now we want some feeling to be cold like this. So let's add some color corrections like color balance, and let's for example increase blue, and let's decrease green like this, Let's decrease the brightness like this. Uh, let's make this brightness actually here, and let's go here, add some brightness on the elephant with the clipping mask like this, and go here and make the brightness lower, and I think it's might be good. Let's change the color balance again. I think that is good. Now we need to add some reflections to make it more realistic. So let's add some black shadows on the elephant to make it realistic like this. No. Okay, the elephant is now more realistic with this shadows that I made, which is a normal brush tool. Now we can add the snow part. So let's go to the drive, download this snow, go here and drag and drop and make it bigger. And this is the top snow. Let's put it here, and we know we need another snow that is behind the elephant, so we can move it a little bit so it be like this. But this snow actually is distracting me. The snow is not this sharp, it have to be more pure. So I will go to here and let's make the snow that is in front of us very pure like this, and make the snow that is behind the elephant less pure like this. So now we actually made the design. Yes, it's very easy. So any questions about this part, as about this practice? Okay, let's move on. Okay, this is an easy one. We want to change the colors of Superman and this man also from color red to purple, for example. So it's very easy. We can change the hue, but if we change the hue, it will change the hue of everything. So we want to change the hue of a certain color. So we can select the red color and change the hue of it. And it might change a bit some of the skin because the skin have some red, but that is not a problem. We can mask it. So let's try file, open more, open from URL, and click Ctrl V and click OK. And now we have this Superman. Let's click on here and click on hue and choose red. Now he masked the red for us. We don't need some of this yellow. We want it to focus on red only. Now we can change the red to purple like this. So now we change it successfully. But there is a problem, which is that some of the skin distorted. So we can actually mask it. So now I'm clicking on the mask. I can click on the brush and I can color this area to remove it like this from our hue like this. If I made the hue without clicking red when I choose the red head, if I didn't make it like this, it will change the hue of everything, as you can see. So let's continue masking. And now I think you got the idea. Let's decrease the brush and let's make it like this. It like this. So it's very easy. We change it this image very fast from this to this. So any questions? Okay, let's move on to the last practice we have. We have now three images, this bulb, this man, this tunnel, and we want to make this design here. It's look like an high-end design, but it's actually from the tools that we took. So let's first of all add the background. Here we have a background, added some light, some reflections on it, and a man that we had on it some shadows and some reflections, and we have this bulb here which have some outer glow and some text here on this rectangle. So let's start by add file, open more, open from URL and click Ctrl V and click OK. Now we have the background. So now we need the man or the bulb. So click file, open more, open from URL and click Ctrl V and click OK. So now we have a bulb which is a PNG, so it's actually a mask selected for us. So let's make it smaller and make it like this and like this and like this and like this. So now it's we made it. Let's have some outer glow for it. Double click and click on outer glow and make it size bigger. Spread it size, change the color like this and click OK, click OK. Now we have some brightness, but it's have less spread and more size like this. Actually, it's now I made this design also when I was preparing for this session. So let's continue. We have some reflections on the tunnel. So let's make a new layer and take the color of the bulb and let's color this area here that is might have more reflections because it appears like it have some water on it. So this water will reflect more. I am making it very fast, and you can see the video, but of course it will not be easy to make it very fast like this. So and now let's make it like this. Okay, now we made the reflections. Let's choose multiply. No, I don't think this is good. Lighten. I think overlay. Overlay it will be better. Okay, now let's increase the opacity. Okay, now we have some reflections like this. Now we have some reflections of the bulb on the tunnel. This without reflections, with reflections, without reflections, with reflections. Now we need the man, so let's get the man and go here and click file, open more, open from URL, click Ctrl V and click OK. And now we have a man which is masked for us. And let's make it bigger, put it like this, as if he got the idea, and like this. Now we want some shadows on him. It's smaller here. So let's add some shadows. For example, like this. Okay, now we added the shadows. Let's clip mask it. And it's a lot of shadows, I think. So let's decrease the opacity. Without shadows, with shadows. Decrease the opacity. Without shadows, with shadows. Let's now add some reflections from the bulb. Like this. Like this. And let's clip mask it. Multiply or make it overlay and I think it's should be here. Should be here. Let's make another layer, or is the same layer but make it black like this, and we can add some. So now we have some reflections. Without reflections, with reflections, without reflections, with reflections. Now we have only to add the rectangle part, which is like this, a new rectangle, or we can add it like a shape, and this shape have a color overlay, for example this color here, and let's decrease the opacity, and let's transform it and make it bigger and make it like this, and then we can add any text we want like this. Let's move it, add, make it bigger. Ali Shosh, thank you for the course. Or no, Ali Shosh, happy for the course journey with you all, and make it like this, and make it like this, and let's go to make it bigger, and let's make the lines between them smaller. So we go to the character panel, decrease the leading, let's colorize each one with a color like this, and happy for the course journey with you all. Let's make a react love, let's make it transform like this, make it bigger like this, like this, and we can add also for this a small texture, and this texture might be smaller like this, for example, and we can make it less opacity, and we can make like this. So this is a design. Artists have some differences because we here made it more fast. So we can add a color lookup on everything that can generalize some effects like this. So that was our tutorial, and that was our session today. I hope everything is good. I will put the links also here. So that was our digital graphic design using Photopea. Today we tried to make some practice to feel more comfortable and feel more trustful with the tools that we learned. That all we need is actually studying the sessions, practice a lot, and inshallah you will be on track. So I was very happy to take this adventure and to know you all guys, and hope one day I can meet you all, and hope for you all the good and happy things. So you can reach me on my YouTube channel, and my WhatsApp number, and my email, and my Behance. Um, and I'm I want to tell that I was happy with you all, and it's not easy to finish the course. It's not easy to close the course, but we finished it. So Alhamdulillah. So any questions?
Brother, will you teach, or do you teach things like this on a regular basis, or is this something new for you?
In Egypt, yes, but
Mm.
in small scopes, and of course offline, not online. But to teach something online as a course, not only one session. I made it before, but as a one session, or two sessions, or three sessions. But to make and the other sessions offline. but to make a complete course online, it's the first time, and to make a course in English in general, it's my first time. I always my courses was in Arabic, but this is a first experiment for me to make a complete course online and in this topic and a photopy and in English. So it's a new and it's a cool adventure for me.
By listening, you couldn't tell, so you sound like an expert, mashallah.
Thank you a lot. Thank you a lot. You motivated me a lot in this course, actually.
So that, sorry, say that again.
You motivated me a lot
Oh,
in this course, actually.
no, it's easy to do when someone is confident and knows their stuff, and they're an expert in their field. So it wasn't hard, mashallah. Yeah, it's really good. Thank you so much for
شكرا
everything.
جدا. Thank you. Hope all is good. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, assalamu alaikum.
وعليكم السلام.